So Michael's asking, do we have many examples of teams switching to a new defensive scheme and performing at a high level on defense in the following year? I do think the one example that comes to mind first and foremost would be Brian Kelly revamping his offense and defense, new defensive coordinator in 2016, 2017 after a horrible 2016, and they went from 4-8 to 11-2. And then also Mike McDonald stepping in for Don Brown at Michigan this past season. Michigan had been a really good defense under Don Brown, but not performing well against the elite teams. And then they had a bad 2020 season, but that was a 6-game season. And then Mike McDonald stepped in with a new scheme and turned it around for Michigan in 2021. Those are the two that come to mind. And I don't remember what the defensive schemes were in terms of a change, but look at Brent Venables leaving Oklahoma, going to Clemson a decade ago and cleaning up that defense, and there being a significant improvement immediately. Michael says, do you see a significant difference between a 4-star and a 5-star player? Here are some differences. Of course, as we know, there are tons of 4-star players that turn out to be amazing, all-time greats. There are 5-star players that are busts. Just to give a bit of a framework around the question would be that there are just about 35 5-stars each year. I believe that one of the rating systems between ESPN Rivals and 247 Sports, one of them just has a set limit on 5 stars. I don't know which one it is, but I think one of them does, to say, okay, there's always going to be 35 5-stars. So whoever's 35 is still a 5-star. And then for whatever reason, they have some type of reason why they determined 35. The other ones basically just rate the players and say, this point total is a 5-star, and this point total, that's the dividing line between a 4 and a 5-star. And there could be 12 5-stars, there could be 27 5-stars, there could be 82 5-stars, but even under their ratings, it typically comes out to about 35. Okay. I have seen studies and research done of NFL rosters, and there are more 4-star NFL players than 5-star, but we have to put that into context. That's because there's only roughly 35 5-stars each season in college football. Each class coming into college football, about 35, and there's about 300 to 400 4-stars. So if you check out Rivals releases, they're 250, top 250, 247 Sports, it's the top 300, and ESPN's the top 300. They are still ranking 4-stars at the 300 player. So there's a number of 4-stars that aren't on the top 300 list. So it goes another 100 players or so. It's about 400 players compared to only 35. So only about 10% of the players are 5-stars compared to 4-stars. So you're going to have 10 or 12 times more opportunity to have 4-star players on NFL rosters. But based on percentage, there is an obvious, wouldn't be a bell curve, hockey stick curve. There's an obvious one based on the star system on NFL rosters. If you're a 2-star, you have a minute chance of reaching the NFL. 3-star, you have some slice of a chance. 4-star, it goes up significantly, and 5-star, it shoots through the roof. So there are less 5-stars, but by percentage, there are many more 5-stars reach the NFL than 4-stars by percentage of 5-stars. So hopefully that answers your question. Ty, Venables teams will not be softest in the playoffs like that biatch out west. You don't think so? I don't think so either. I just think that he just is that type of football coach that he believes in hard-nosed, tough football teams, that those are the teams that are going to – football is still a physical game. The rules changes, the style of play have changed it to a certain extent and made it more about space and speed. But it's still, at its core, a physical game. And if you don't have a physical team, you are not going to win playoff games against the kind of teams that you're going to face in the playoffs. You're going to play Alabama, Clemson, Ohio State, and those teams you cannot win without being physical. And I'm going to enjoy watching Oklahoma football this year to see a difference in the physicality, and that starts with a mentality to play tough and hard-nosed football, not to shy away from tackles, but to impose your will.